All right. I'm only waiting for like 3 more people. It's quite a small class. So just start to warm up first. Actually, if you have socks, I mean, I'm sure you can grab a pair from behind, but if you have your own
I'll
socks,
get my socks.
it will be good. Warm up your wrists. Let's see who else. Mary can't join. Let's see if Val will show up. Seems like more and more people are dropping off the online classes now that it's phase 2.
Yeah, because of work commitments. Even for me as well, the timing suddenly just changed. Everything goes haywire.
Yeah, that's true. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Michelle. All right. Let's not wait for Val. If she comes in, actually, I'm going to mute you. Oh, okay. You just muted yourself. Yeah. So I'm only expecting 1 more person, so we're just going to start first. If she comes in, I'll let her in. Let's just begin with your wrist warm up. So of course, before I begin, make sure you let me know if you have any injuries that suddenly popped up between today and the last time I saw you. Oh no, is Christina unmuting herself to tell me she has an injury? Okay. Thank God. Okay. Of course, anytime, any point, especially when it's such a small class, right? If you just need to unmute yourself and just ask me something and redo something, feel free to. This is the benefit of having like 2 or 3 people on the class, right? You can just, we can change something halfway. If you think that something doesn't work for you, we can explore other drills. Otherwise, just begin to warm up your wrists. I see you 2 have already started doing some stuff. Not feeling strong, that means it's a regular strong for people. Just warm up your left wrist a little bit more. Michelle just say her left wrist is not feeling strong, which means her left wrist is regular humanly strong. Okay, we're gonna do wrist warm up together. So just turn your fingers towards the front. We're gonna do a few rounds together. And I see you've already started doing this one, which is everyone's favorite drill. Let me just run through it a little bit more. I was looking at how you guys were doing it. So you have to be really mindful, right? A lot of drills, you can just go through the motion, but you don't actually get the benefit out of it. So one thing, shift your shoulders forward. Throughout the whole movement, you want to either keep your shoulders over your wrist or shoulders right above your wrist. So you don't want to, when you lift up, you're moving your shoulders, see? So this is one tendency. When you lift, you're shifting your shoulders back. Keep your shoulders exactly where it is. It should move up and down. Then the second thing is don't just lift your heels up a little bit. Lift up all the way. Feel the pressure on your first knuckle, on your fingertips, then slowly lower it down. So you're just gonna try that again 10 times. Do it slowly. Take your time. I'd rather you do slowly and properly than you just moving through the motion. Yeah, all the way up. So almost like there is going to be a line from the first knuckle all the way up to your shoulders. That's how high you want to lift up. Yeah. And slowly lower both at the same time. Okay, so now see if you can lift up a little bit higher because you're slightly at an angle still. Try to pull it all the way up until there's like a 90 degrees in front. Try. Effort is there. Nice, that's it. So you should feel this a little bit more versus the version that you were doing just now. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong. It's just that this will help load up your wrist a lot faster. So you want to save more time. Use the time for, actual things like handstands. So you're just going to go through this 10 times. Once you're done 10 times, just stay there. While you are there, you're just going to reverse it. So you're going to sit your bum back, pull your heels up. So at all times, you want to keep this 90-degree angle in the wrist, in your wrist flexion. As you lean back, you have to pull your fingers up towards your forearm. The heel of your palms on the floor. So same thing 10 times. At the same time, keep pressing the heels of your palm down. See if that starts to warm up your shoulders as well. A little bit of shoulder warm up, but more for your wrists and your forearms. Yeah. So don't lose the angle when you lift. the more you lower yourself, the more you have to lift your fingers because the angle has to follow you all the way. It's active wrist flexion exercise. So this is also a good time for you to figure out the difference in your ranges between your passive and your active range. If just now the first one that you did was super easy for you, but this one feels super hard, maybe you need to work a little bit more strengthening to make sure that your wrist can take your load. 10 times. Same thing, don't rush through it. So you can just wriggle and swing yourself back and forth, but it might not feel like anything. So just really, really slowly keep pulling your fingernails all the way up. Try to keep your fingers straight. Try not to curl it. 10 times. Yeah. Very nice. Should feel substantially warmer, yeah? Then we're gonna move through wrist extension now. So you're gonna bring your hands into a fist and you're gonna bring your fists together to touch like this. Okay? Then the back of your palms are on the floor. Just keep your shoulders stacked above your wrists, right? So you're just gonna bend, press the back of your palms down and straighten. The key is in your fingers. As you press yourself up and straighten your elbows as much as you can, first priority is to keep your fingers clenched. Keep your fists clenched. Don't release your fingers just to straighten it. There's no point. Rather, you pull it in and bend it a little bit more. So just go to the range that you can without releasing any of your fingers. Try to straighten as much as you can. Yeah, maybe it's not much. That's fine. You still get the stretch because the whole idea is you get the stretch. The first time I did this, I lifted like 45 degrees. And bend and straighten. So don't stay there, bend and straighten 10 times. Yeah, so you want to move through the range. And then if you can on the last time, so do 10 times in total. On the last one, you just hold for a little bit longer. Keep pressing the back of your palms down and think about pressing your fists against each other as much as you can. Actively curl your fingers in towards your palm, even your thumbs. Don't forget your thumbs. Just 10 times very quickly. And then the last one you hold. So the first 9 one, just take it as you're exploring your range. The last one, figure out your end range, hold it there and breathe. Don't hold your breath. I know it's difficult, it might be a bit painful. Just hold for a bit and then relax. And then you're gonna cycle through these 3 exercises one more time. So the first one is the push up. Finger push up, whatever, heel lift, whatever you wanna call this. And then the second one is the opposite direction. And the third one is the one with the fist. Yeah. So you can lift up fast, but on the lower, try to make it a little bit slower than the lift up. Yeah, slow and controlled. Almost like there's a baby on the floor and you don't want to squish the baby with your palms. That's how gentle you want to be. Or a puppy, whatever you like. Some people like different things. And then maybe you can try for the second one. I see you're all moving on to the second one. You can make it a little bit more dynamic, add in a little bit of hip flexor warm up. So you can come to a little squat like this. You can open your knees up. As you lift your heels, you're just gonna sit back into your hip flexors. So we're gonna be doing tucks today. Try to keep your elbows straight as much as possible. So you want to also warm up a little bit on your hip flexors. Just a little bit, yeah. I mean, if this doesn't feel comfortable or natural to you, you can just go back to putting your knees on the floor. That's also fine. I just really like to do multi-purpose stuff because I'm very lazy. More efficient. Focus on the wrists still. Yeah. Don't get too distracted by the hip flexors and forget about your wrist. Same thing 10 times, and then you go back to the back of your fists on the floor. This one. There you go, very nice. And if you're done a little bit faster, you can always take some extra time to warm up. So if you know that your left wrist needs a little bit more warm up today, maybe get a bit more load on your left wrist before we move on. Yeah, just hold for a little bit, take a deep breath, and a release. If you have a block would be good. Ashley, do you have a block with you? Or a book? Something like this? Yeah, that's fine. Might be a little bit harder for you, but it's okay. Better than nothing. Sorry, I forgot about this just now. Socks and block. Too engrossed talking to everybody. Block, we're just gonna do some shoulder opening drill. It's the same one we did on Monday, the one that I stole from Michelle. You can put your block whichever length, width, whatever that works for you. Just gonna place it here, hands on top of the block. So the idea is you want to press in towards the block with your shoulders. You don't want to arch your back. Ooh, my shoulder. You don't want to arch your back like for a back bend class. You want to lengthen your lats. So you need to pull your ribs in. Get your ears next to your bicep, fully elevate through your shoulders. So find the right height for you first. Pull everything in towards your midline. Maybe you can lean your bum back a little bit more, like a half hinge. Then from here, you can either look up towards your wrist line, keep pressing your palms into the block, straighten your elbows, press your armpits in towards the wall, or you can just look through and press your forehead through. Yeah, so you're just gonna hold it. We're gonna do this together. Just take some time to set up, just a quick 30 seconds to warm up your shoulders. Give your wrist a tiny little break. Make sure you have the setup first. The priority is to press your palms down, so I hope you don't squish that box too much. Okay, try to get a line between your elbow and your ribs. Let's go. 30 seconds. So actually you don't want to, you want to put, that's it. You want to press it down. So from maybe your hips all the way towards your hands, you want to get a straight line. Keep pressing the block down towards the wall. If this is not enough for you, if you're already touching the wall, you can always increase the height. Keep your elbows straight. Don't bend your elbows. Press into it a little bit more. At the same time, pull your ribs in. You want to engage your body line. Yeah, that's it. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. Stay for 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Come back down. Perfect. You'll feel slightly warmer, so you're just warming up your shoulders without using your wrist much. Now we're going to move into shoulder warm-up with your wrist. It's going to be a combo drill, so you're going to do a few poses together. So if you want to watch me first, you're going to do a plank pose. I'm doing a plank pose. You can't really see, just trust me. Maybe I can turn this a little bit more. This way. You want to angle yourself close towards the wall so you can use the wall as a feedback. This wall is the feedback for your planche lean. So maybe you can go in for your planche lean first, see if you need to wiggle yourself back. Maybe come here. You need to come to a point where your shoulders are over your wrist. You can turn your wrist out just a little bit if you need. Okay, you're gonna go from here, planche lean, stay here, or you're gonna do a planche lean push-up, which means you're gonna maintain your shoulders forward. Try to push down, press yourself up. From here, you're gonna move your shoulders back as you walk your legs in. Stack yourself like you're gonna press up into a handstand. And then you're gonna walk out again. Plank, planche lean push-ups. Go up, pike. Okay, that's all. 10 times. Try to pause at each movement for like 1 second, so don't flow through the motion. Yeah. And then the objective is how to pull your shoulders back after the planche lean. Notice how you pull your shoulders back just a little bit to stack over and pull your toes in. Yeah, that's it. And as you walk out, try to maybe walk out straight to a planche. Nice. Yeah. Notice how you have to elevate and pull your shoulders back. So actually reduce the lean in your pike. So you don't have to come as close yet, but try to get your shoulders directly over your wrist. You want to remember that movement of pulling your shoulders from forward to backwards. How do you move your shoulders into an open shoulder position? That's it, that's it. Then just stay at your max. Don't have to walk so close. Yeah, and then walk out again. And lean your shoulders forward again. 10 times. Of course, if you want to, you can add a jump. Make this a cardio thing. Maybe Michelle will like that. Hop forward and back. Like a half burpee. Planche lean variation. Nice. Elevate more at the end. Yeah, nice, Christina, very nice. This also helps you to recognize the difference between shoulders away from your ears and shoulders up towards your ears. Because when you do your pike walk, you really have to push. Try to touch your shoulders to your ears. And then when you come to your push up to your lean, recognize how far away it is from your shoulders. That's it, very nice. Then learn to shift your gaze. Once you're done, take a break. Warm up through your shoulders. You can sit down. If you have your pen and paper, your diary or whatever, you want to write down how that drill felt, you can. Otherwise, you're just gonna relax through your shoulders a little bit. Do a few pulses sideways. Maybe reach up, pulse behind. Try to crack your mid back if you can. And do it as fast as you need to. Just relax for a little bit. Nice. Then we're gonna go straight to your first set of chest to wall. You're gonna go up into your chest to wall position. I'll show you one time. You're just gonna walk up almost all the way in or one palm away. For the first, you're gonna do 1 minute in total. For the first 30 seconds, you're gonna find your set. And then you're gonna shrug your shoulders, push, shrug your shoulders, push, shrug your shoulders, push. First 30 seconds. Second 30 seconds, if you need to, you can open your legs into a small straddle. Same hand, same shoulder, shoulder tap. 30 seconds. Be mindful about how you're pushing yourself higher every time you switch your hand. 1 minute and we'll come down. We'll do this together. So stand up against the wall. We'll go up together in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. First set is your shoulder shrug. So you want to move from depression to elevation, upside down. Try to keep the step while you do that so you feel how much lighter you get when you push. Almost like everything you shrug, every time you shrug up, you can almost fall off the wall. Halfway there in your shrugs. Very nice. So you're not sticking your neck out and in, yeah? You're pushing through your shoulders. It might look like you're sticking your neck out, but that's not the active motion. Let's go to your shoulder tap. Same hand, same shoulder. Keep the elevation, push all the way up, tap. That's it, very nice. Feel how much more you have to push yourself away with the hand on the floor just to lift the other hand. That's how hard you actually have to push. When you have both hands on the floor, you're almost there. Stay there for a little bit more, don't give up. In 3, 2, and 1. Very nice, come back down. Take a break. How's it feel? When you're doing this, 1 minute doesn't seem very long, right? It's a lot easier to stand 60 seconds in your chest to wall when you're doing something. So shake out your wrists as much as you need to in between the set. Shake out your shoulders as much as you need to. We're going to move on very quickly. So now that you have somewhat tried to find your set with your chest facing the wall, we're going to do a very quick kick up set. You're going to try to find your stack as you kick up. So it's going to be a fast kick, but you want to try to catch your stack, catch your stack, catch your stack as much as you can. So you're just going to place your hands down on towards the floor. Ideally, don't move your shoulders. If you have a block, you can always put the block here. The wall is there for support, not to touch the wall if you can. You're just going to kick up one leg, try to find the stack, come down. You will know if you actually find it lightness. So if you're just here, try not to count it as 1. Count 5, one leg, 5, the other leg. So it's a snap, hold for a split second, come back down. 5 each side, and then keep going. Try to go slightly faster. So it also serves as a warm-up, but it also doesn't make you think so much. So you're just going, 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 going. See if that lack of focus would help you catch it. That's it. Both legs squeeze, hold. So don't do the leg switch. Stay. And then come down. Yeah. Go up, hold. Nice. And then come down. Very nice, Christina. 5 times success reps each set. So I leave it up to you to define. You will know, you will feel. If it feels like you're so heavy down the floor, you know that shouldn't count. Christina, keep back more. Yeah. It's okay if you touch the wall, it's fine. I'd rather you find the step and then touch the wall versus not finding the step at all. So it's very quick, yeah? Just 5 times each side. I just want you to understand switching around when you have your back to wall, what the step feels after you have done 1 set. And then take a break. It can feel like a hit set. Stretch out your wrist if you need to. Ashley, you okay? Still alive? If you can do 2 hours of Ashtanga, this shouldn't be anything to you, right? Then while you're waiting, if you have your socks, you can put your socks on. If you don't already have your socks. If you have your training block, or you can just use your phone, just write down maybe how that kick up, how that 10 times kick up feel. How long do you think you took to hit 10? Do you have a 50% success rate today? Maybe 20%, maybe 80%, maybe 100% today? Whatever it is, just write it down so you can track it the next time. And then once you have your socks on, we're going to move into everyone's favorite exercise, your tuck slides. Actually, have you done this before? Chest to wall tuck slides. If you're doing the program, I'm assuming you're very familiar with it. Yeah, we're going to do 3 variations today. We will do 1 at a time together. So I'll show you the first one and I'll show you the second and the third one. It's all going to be tuck, but in a different variation. The first one is going to be what I think is the easiest, which is the regular tuck, which means your knee is in line with your hips. So you don't have to squeeze your hip flexor so much to come down. It's also easier on your shoulders. You don't have to open your shoulders too much. So because you have to somewhat end in this position, right? Your knees are in line with your hips. You might have to come out a little bit more than your deep tuck because your deep tuck can be closer. So just figure out the distance. Just take 1 try to figure it out, and then maybe you can walk yourself. But essentially, you're just gonna walk up to your full position, straight line. Always start with a nice stack. So you don't want to start here, very bad habit. Push, ears next to your shoulders. Push yourself up, squeeze your legs together, pull your ribs in, tuck your tailbone under. From here, you're just gonna slide down until a point, like I'm too far right now, until a point where you can hit your knees, down to around where your hips are, okay? Then from here, you're gonna leave your knees on the wall first, yeah? From the knees on your wall, see if you can just hold for the first round, find this tuck, keep your shoulders open, resist the lead, yeah? If you have done, after this 1 time, just feel your shoulder position. The 2nd to the 10th time, you're gonna slide down. Your knees are going to be on the wall. 1 toe tucked under on the wall. 1 heel squeezed into your bum. Then from here, you're gonna kick your knees off and you're gonna try to float off as much as you can, as long as you can. Maybe you hold here for 3 counts. If you can, all the way straight up without the wall, go back and then restart. So the first one, leave your knees on the wall. Understand where your shoulders are. The whole idea is to isolate your shoulder movement. Try to keep your shoulders over your wrist at all times, so you're not moving your shoulders back and forth as you slide down. Okay, let's go. And then the 2nd to 10th time, just try to float off. So the toe on the wall is just a marker. If you have your favorite way to get into your tuck float on a chest to wall, go ahead. Otherwise, that is my easiest, or at least the setup that I find the easiest to hold, to float off. Yeah. So hold with your knees first. Hold for a bit. Understand how your shoulders feel. Don't move your shoulders to lift your knees off. You need to resist the lean. Okay, and then you're gonna go straight up to your full position. Then this time you're gonna try to lift off with your 1 toe on the wall. Choose your favorite side. Maybe you do 5-5. Yeah, so flex your right foot. Tuck your right toes under, Ashley. your right toes, the other toe, tuck it on the wall, step it on the wall. Tuck the toes under. So you want to step your toes on the wall. Yeah, and then use that toe. Yeah, kick off and then try to pull. But don't kick. Don't kick. Pull with your hand. Don't kick. Don't kick. Don't lean forward so much. Try to keep your shoulders open. And come down. Difficult. It's difficult. Try not to bounce off the wall so much. Try to pull with your body. Take a break. And then go again. You're just going to do 10 times of this one. Try to hold the float as long as you can. Push higher, push taller. That's it. Just tip yourself over until you can find that balancing point where the other toe becomes light. Very nice. Then the last step is just to squeeze your heel to your bum and push. Very nice. That's good. Just don't freak out at the end. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Don't pull your knee higher. Keep pulling your knees together, closer towards your chest. Don't float the right knee up. Take a break. So this position can be easier or harder for most people to come out of. Theoretically, because it's not so far down to the floor, close to your hands, it should be lighter. It should be easier to balance. So it's really about physics. It's how much you have to tip yourself over with the center of gravity over the base of your support. So your hands are the base of your support. Figure out where the center of gravity are along your legs. It might not be your hips anymore because you have in tuck shape. Squeeze your heels together. Don't panic. Keep pushing tall. You can do it. Keep your shoulders open. Keep your shoulders open. Don't close your shoulders. Take a break. So you also want to figure out a little bit of where the weight shifts in your hand. Yeah. So if you keep tipping back just now, just recognize if your weight just now was all on the heel of your palm. Maybe you need to shift forward more. Shift the weight until the weight is along the center or the top of your hands. Then you're able to catch yourself more without falling back. Does that make sense? Because if all your weight is here, right, at the back of your palm, if you think about it theoretically from here, you push, you're going to push yourself back to the wall because the pushing line slants back. If you can, try to do the other foot like on the last 5 times. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're going to come to a tuck anyway. Just hold, push. Yes. That's it. Very nice. Let's go, Ashley. You can do it. Don't rush. Don't rush. Slowly. Tip your hips back. Yeah, that's it. Tip your hips all the way back. Don't pull yourself back to the wall. That's it. That's it. That was good. That was good. Now you're just going to find that tip again. Stay there. Transfer the weight to your fingertips. Claw through your fingers. That's better. That was much better. Can you feel that float a little bit more? Yeah? Take a break. I know this is hard because you're up there a little bit longer than usual, just to load time under tension, hopefully. I think you're both there at least 20, 30 seconds on your hands. Okay? Don't bounce back to the wall. Keep leaning back and don't freak out. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fall. That's it. That's good. It's all in the mind. So, oh my God, I'm going to fall. And then you will fall. Just tell yourself, I am not going to fall. I can control when I exit. Let's do 1 or 2 more times. And then we're gonna move on to the heavier stuff. You're gonna miss this one. Okay, just do 1 more time. One last one. I think you're at 8 now, right? Let's go, Cynthia. One last one. You can do it. That's it. Don't rush. Very nice. That's it. That's it. Now fight that float. Fight that float off. Fight. Fight it. There it is. Very nice. One more time. Good. At least your last one is your best one. That's good. That's really good. Remember how that feeling felt? That floating feeling? Yeah, we're going to try and find it again. Nice. All right. Take a break. Same thing, if you want to write down how that feels, you're going to write down. We're going to move into your deep tuck now. So now you're going to fully pull your knees in towards your chest. It will have to be a shorter distance against the wall now. Well, it doesn't really have to be, but ideally it might be easier if it's close. Same thing, the setup is important. Don't always set up like this, set up in a full straight line. Almost like if you can lift off your straight line, you can lift off your straight line. Now you're gonna come to the wall, push, hold, tuck your tailbone under, slide all the way down. This time you're familiar with this, so you don't have to hold for the first one. Tops of your toes on the wall. If you want to, you can always go back to the tucked toes and then try to float the tucked toes off the wall. Stay here for as long as you can. Of course, if you want to, straight line and then back. 10 times. Yeah, find the float in your deep tuck. Notice where your shoulder goes. Because it's a heavier tuck, the tendency is you lean forward. Resist the lean. Pull your shoulders back. Like how you pulled it back from the planche lean just now. Now make sure I have position 3. All the way down. All the way down, actually. All the way down. Knee to your chest. More. 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 That's it. Hold. Very nice. Easier, huh? Knee to your chest. Heel to your bum. Nice, Christina. That's good. Focus on holding the deep tuck longer. Control your deep tuck. Make sure you have full control of your deep tuck first. That was good. That one was good. I saw that. Yeah, your shoulders will feel super tired. Stretch out if you need to. If you want to, you continue the block stretch. You can do a few extra ones of this stretch. Stretch out your shoulders. Maybe you can move through a bit of pulses in between. The more open your shoulders are, the easier this is going to be, because then you don't have to rely so much on the lean. Of course, if your lean strength is very strong, like Ashley, you can just lean your way through. That is also good. That means when we do the press drill later, it's going to be easy for you. So you're going to do, let's get to 6. Let's cut down a little bit more. Because I know your shoulders are quite loaded. I mean, Michelle can just do 10. No problem. Knees to your chest more. Knees to your chest, heel to your bum. Think about compressing yourself into a little ball. Squeeze yourself into a ball at the top. The tighter you squeeze the ball, the easier it's going to be, because then your CG is not swaying around. Knee to chest. Christina, you can. Knee to chest. Lower. Yeah. Actually touch your thigh to your belly. That's it. Then go from here. You can. Your compression is so good. It should be easy for you to hold in this manner. Because the tighter you pull, right, what happens is your CG comes down even lower. So when your CG is, your shoulders want to close.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's heavier, but it's easier to balance. Caroline, you're so strong. My God, look at you. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Just 6 times. I already gave you a discount. It's a good 40% discount. No sale is like that nowadays. Even GSS is not 40%. Very nice. Nice. Actually, that was good. Just hold there a bit longer. Make sure you have control. Control. Fight it a bit longer. 3 more seconds. That was good. That was really good. That was really good. Because you're leaning a lot on your shoulders, right? Because that's where your dominant strength is, which means it's going to be harder for you to hold. So in between your classes, in between your training, work more on the shoulder drill. It's going to make your life exponentially easier. Or it doesn't have to be now, or you can do it now if you want to.
Should I lean my hips further away, further forward?
Yeah.
So that my shoulders don't close so much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Counterbalance. Yep. So still pull your knees down all the way, thighs to your belly, but lean your bum back. So there is a difference. So you kick yourself further away from the wall, a bit further back. Nice. It's a bit harder to do that because your lower back is flexed, right? So the difference is, let me see if I can show this. You want to go in, you want to go in here, right? Instead of here, you want to move this way back. So open your shoulders and move back versus coming here. Yeah. So think about your back as a stiff board. You need to move to the back. Let's try one last time. Time passes fast when you're having fun. It's already 8:10. A lot more to go. Very nice, Ashley. Very nice. It's a lot less punch. That's good. Did it feel lighter? Feels easier to hold, right? Nice. Can you feel that lean, Christina? So it should feel a bit easier, right? Slightly easier. All right, let's move on. Take a break. Stretch out your shoulders a bit more, your wrists a bit more. We're gonna move through a little bit of a different shape today. It's still gonna be a tuck. It's a 1/2-7 into a full tuck. So the positioning will be closer to an L positioning. Somewhere here. You're gonna start straight away from your 7. Somewhere close to here, too far. Somewhere close to here. Then you're gonna bring one heel in. Try to balance. It should be light on the other toe. And then you pull the other heel in. You can stay here, balance for as long as you can. Maybe you go up, maybe you go up and down and in. I don't know what crazy stuff Michelle wants to do. Okay, position 3. Otherwise, everybody else just focus on the 1/2-7. So one toe is on the wall, which is straight. You have to use that toe to recognize how much you need to tip yourself over to find the step, the optimal step in that shape. So just try one time. The first time it's going to feel super weird. Find your best setup. So you start from an L. So if it feels impossible to pull, actually, yeah, move a little bit closer to the wall. Yeah, that's exactly it. Or you can also move the top leg down a bit more because your leg was a bit higher up on the wall. Because I can't really see your leg. Yeah. Yeah. Be careful, be careful. That's a good save. But that means that it's a good distance. One heel into your bum. Squeeze that heel into your bum. Keep pulling your knees together. Fight it. So because your other leg is moving, right, Christina? What you're doing is that when that leg closes in, you are closing upwards. So you need to keep your knees locked together. With your knees locked together, one is already here, right? You need to just close your knees. So what you did just now, you move your whole leg. So you did this, which is why you tipped over in the end. So you want to keep squeezing your inner thighs together. The inside of your knees should be at the same height at the same time and squeezing. Technically, this should be easier to float off than the last two. It's just a very strange position, so I put it last. Just do a few times and figure out which is your favorite chest to wall entry. Yeah, squeeze your knees together, only your knee bends, yeah? If you can, maybe consciously pull your knees down a little bit more so you don't flip back. Use your knees to adjust. Use your knees to adjust yourself because the compression is very good, right? So if you need to, you can always adjust by squeezing your knees down a bit more to catch your balance. Take as much break as you need to. Stretch out your shoulders and your wrists. Squeeze your heels, knees together. Don't split your legs. Yeah. Yeah. You need to find the right balance. If you feel like you're going under, you need to move your legs up. If you feel like you're moving down, then pull your knees up. Use your knees as lever. To fight the under balance, you pull your knees back. To fight over balance, you pull your knees down. I think you're tired. Take a break. But do you understand what I mean by using your knees to adjust? Because if your tendency is to always float your knees up, it means that you're like me, like the moment your lower back releases, you tend to flip back because it feels very light. So what you want to do is you want to always keep your pelvis tucked under, so the energy is down on the underside versus the overside. And to do that, you can pull your knees down a bit more. When you pull your knees in, you automatically tuck your tailbone. Nice, as we hold. That was good. Your shoulder position is way better than just now, the one just now. So I guess this setup works a bit more for you. Yeah, it's okay if you have to kick a little bit, as long as the position feels better for you. Does this feel easier to get in than the last two? No. And if you want to, you can move through the 7, which is obviously what Michelle is doing in hip position 3. There you go. There you go. Very nice. All right, let's come down and take a break. Once you're done with the last one. Okay, so we are going to do jump up. I wanted to do tofu, but we don't really have time. So let's just jump straight into this. 5 tuck jumps, 5 successful tuck jumps. So 2 ways, because I haven't really seen Ashley's tuck jump. My God, I have so many hair on the floor. Close towards the wall. So use the wall as a support as much as you can. Don't land on the wall. You're just gonna tuck up in whichever position you like. So it can be a regular tuck. It can be a deep tuck. As long as you can hold 5 successful ones. That's all. That's all. Very easy. Let's go. Just clock 5 successful holds. Even if the successful hold is just 1 second, but you yourself know it's successful, just count it. It's not about the timing. Focus on how much control you have on your tuck. Going from under is going to be very different from doing a chest to wall position. That's it. Hold, hold, hold. Very nice. So actually, same thing. You find that you realize your knees start to float up, 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 and then that's where you lose your balance. Consciously pull your knee down a little bit more. Use your knees to help you. and then take a break. So it's not like the first one that you have to jump consecutively. I'd rather you rest and then clock a second good one, rest and clock a second good one. The rest goes a long way. I know in motion, the rest time is not a lot, but try. Stretch out your shoulders, stretch out your wrists. It might help. And Michelle, if you can, I don't know about your left wrist. You can do back to wall tuck weight shift. So it's a lot harder than straddle weight shift, but it looks faster. Nice. That's good. So every time you come down from your successful rep, take some time to analyze why. Is it because your shoulders started closing because you were just tired? Is it because you let go of the fight, so you loosen your shoulders? Is it because you let go of the fight, so you don't balance yourself anymore? You need to know why, because then you can push through that point the next time you try. You can do it. I tried it before class, so just to make sure it's not super crazy. So I'm sure you can. Knees in, knees in. Try. So be a bit more conscious the next round, Ashley. Don't let your knees pull you up. It's a very common thing because you also don't want to immediately pull your knees down a lot, because suddenly you will feel like the weight comes down and then you will lose in your shoulders. So it's a very micro adjustment. Think about squeezing your hip flexors very lightly. Like you're doing like knee to chest, like you're doing a jump through. I think you have like 2 or 3 more. Go Cynthia, you can do it. I believe you already have 10. Keep your shoulders open. Actually push your shoulders open a bit more. Squeeze your knees in, knees in. It's that last bit. It's that last bit, yeah. But you get it, you get it, you get it. It's okay. It takes a while to map it into your brain because you're so used to doing it, right? Just do a few times. Let's go, Christina. 15 seconds. Point your toes, heel to your bum. Squeeze your knees together. Don't split your legs. Nice. That's it. Knees down, knees down. That's good though. That's good. Push up. Don't rush. Don't rush. All good? Still alive? Take a break. It might be a bit harder because it's just 2 of you, so I just keep picking on you. All right, let's do a little bit of, so we're gonna move a bit away from balance. We're gonna do a bit of press lean. It might feel crazy for your wrist. If it feels too much, right? Really just turn your wrist up to like allow this V to face the wall or face the front. So we're just gonna move through your lean strength in your shoulders before we move back into balance. You're gonna come to the wall. Oh, you don't have a block. I think you can do this without block. All you're gonna do, of course, is with the block, it is easier. You're gonna get your heels to touch the wall. You're gonna come to your closest forward fold. From here, pull your shoulders and your bum back to the wall first. This is your reset position. From your reset position, I want you to map the feeling of scooping, pushing, and lean. So you want to keep the push as you lean. This is very different from the planche. So you're not going to do this anymore. You're going to keep this push. Slowly move your shoulders forward until it goes over your wrists, until your hips go over. So your heels have to leave the wall and your bum has to leave the wall. Because what happens sometimes is you're stuck here and then you're trying to do this, but you're not tipping your hips back a lot. So you want to move, ideally, your heels forward, away from the wall. You can keep your knees bent. If the hamstrings are limitation, stay here and back. Then go again and back. Just 5 times. Quick and easy, but do it slow. So 5 slow ones. And Michelle do 5 shoulders, obviously. Obviously. Can right your wrists. Yeah, that's it. And push yourself back. Or you can just do tuck press, Michelle. If it's too much on your wrist. Tuck press and down to a crane. You probably can. So nice. Feel the sensation of stacking your hips over your wrists. Feel the sensation of stacking. Just 5 times to feel this one side from the other direction, and then we're going to move to the other direction. We are going to try to do a tuck press negative. I have to confess, I don't know if I can do this, so I'm going to try. It might be hard without a block, so let's see. It's okay. Ashley is very strong. I'm sure he can. Actually, you don't even need the block because you're going to do negative. So you're going to find the right distance. This one, if you want to, you can lean your shoulders on the wall. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm just going to show you one time first. You're going to kick up to the straight line. Lean your body, your bum, and your shoulders and the back of your head. Oh, my wrist. Back of your head against the wall. Okay, then from here, you're going to pull your knees down. Try to roll yourself vertebrae by vertebrae. Hips, thighs to your belly. Slowly come back down. You're going to land in a forward fold. Head comes up less. That's all. Ta-da! Don't need a block. Obviously, try to have less pressure on your head. Otherwise, you're going to go bald from scratching the wall. If you know that you still have a fair bit of pressure on your head, you can put a towel. If you can, take your head away from the wall. Only lean your shoulder. I'm going to let you explore 3 times. Only 3 good reps. If you just fall flat down to the floor, it doesn't count, yeah? So you can take the first round to measure the distance, go up and lean your back against the wall, see how that feels, and then maybe you need to come down and move your hands, like what I did just now. If your wrists are terrible like mine, so your whole back is on the wall. Back, Ashley, back, back. That's it. You got it. That's it. Can. Then move your hands forward. And turn your hands out a little bit. Because I think now you see like your index finger pointing forward, so pull it out a bit more. Because it's not really about the wrist strength for this one, it's about the shoulder strength. And 3 shoulders and 7 tuck press. So there's 10 presses. As slowly as you can. Try to do a little bit slow, but that's it. That's the motion. So you got the motion, now slow it down. Tight is easier, then do the harder one, do tuck. What you want to do the easy one for? Come on, Christina, you can do it. Can. Because your compression is very strong. So think about, you need to continuously push in your shoulders. What happens when you fall down quickly is because when you're halfway down, you're like, oh, and then you let go of your shoulders, so your whole body falls away. So you need to keep pressing the floor away. That's why it's called press. Try again. I'm sure you can do it. That's better saying can. I tell you already. See, can one. That's it, actually. That's it. That's it. That's it. Push, control, squeeze the thighs to belly. That's it. That's good. That's good. So if this is hard for you, I don't know if height is going to be easier, but you can try. Both legs straight. I have a feeling that's going to be harder. You can try. Just try one more time. Because I want you to be able to peel your back away from the wall at the end of it. So even if you come down really fast, just pretend like you meant to. Step your feet down, stand up. Yeah, that's it. You will still feel that same shoulder. Yeah, so you can do half tuck. Christina, half tuck also can, if it's easier. Toe tap. That's it, that's it, that's it. That's it. Take a break. And then we're just gonna go very quickly into your straight line. So after you've done like 40 minutes of tuck, little bit of presses, let's see where your straight line is. If it's easier, if it's harder, it should be lighter but harder to balance. So very quickly, how we did the 5 tuck jumps, you're just gonna do 5 successful straight lines. However way you like to kick up. If you want to just balance in a Y today, you can balance in a Y. Just hold as long as you can in a straight line. Maybe you touch both legs. In your longest time, just hold. When you're bored, come back down. Choose to come back down. Just 5 times, successful reps. Try to translate all the learnings in your tuck, in your press, into your straight line. If your wrist hurts, maybe just do 3. But I want 3 very, very, very good ones. Okay, yeah? So either you do 5 good ones or you do 3 excellent ones. Take your pick. Take as much time as you need to. It's Thursday night. I'm going to overrun for sure. Fight your balance. Find the same push in your shoulders that you have to push in your tuck. Try to apply the same amount of push in your straight line. So you don't have to pull both heels together. You can split your legs. Even it means you have a slow fall. Make it the slowest fall you've ever fallen from your straight line. See if you can say Mississippi before you reach the floor. That's how slow you want to go. The more you control your landing, the more you're building through your strength, because it's still a press negative if you fall slowly. Pull your legs upwards, push yourself away from the floor. The hardest part to transit from tuck to straight line is the balance, because now your CG is a lot higher. It wobbles a lot. So you have to control more with your fingers and with your wrists. Squeeze your inner thighs together, pull your legs up. Nice. Don't give up, Christina. You're always giving up at the end. That was a give up. You can do it. Try. Rest, rest, rest if you need to. Nice. Just find some good control to end the session. Even if it means coming to a half tuck. Nice, actually that's it. Very nice. That's good. You notice how you bounce a lot? Do you feel that when you're upside down? Keep the push. Because the bouncing stores a lot of momentum, so you're kind of like waving through your bounce, so it's harder for you to balance if you bounce a lot. Try one more time, take a break. And then don't bounce. Tell yourself, don't bounce. Sometimes it's just in the mind, really. I know it sounds dumb, but sometimes it's as simple as that. Last one. Last good one, of course. Nice. Push through your shoulders more. Don't close your shoulders. Hold the push. Good. That's good though. You didn't bounce. See? Sometimes it's as easy as saying just don't bounce. It's like, what a terrible teacher. What kind of stupid cue is that? Pay money from the class, you just tell me don't bounce. I've heard this a lot of times from my teacher. So I always ask, how should I do this? Push more. Okay, fine. That's one answer to handstand is push more, really. All right, take a break. Let's do a few stretches. We're gonna go for one round. I'm very sorry, but we have to do this. 2 minutes endurance, chest to wall to end. I'm gonna give you a mini break. So we're gonna stretch out a little bit before we do that. Yeah, stretch out your shoulders, stretch out your pecs. You have a wall, let's do a bit of pec stretch. Come into a cactus arm or elbows in line with your shoulders. You can sit down, you can stand up. I'm just lazy because everybody's sitting down. Why not just sit down, right? Okay, so you want to angle your body 90 degrees to the wall. And you can make every stretch as passive or as active as you want it to be. Passive stretch, meaning you really just lean into the wall and you stay there like you can fall asleep. If you want to add a bit of leverage, you want to think about pressing your forearm into the wall, pushing it in, and then actively turning your chest towards your left side or the other side that you're doing. So you should feel a bit of pull here in between your pecs and your biceps. And slowly release and shake it out. Might feel a bit of release on your hands. Then you're gonna turn the other side. So you don't have to do the active one immediately. You can switch between active and passive. Basically, in the passive one, you're just gonna relax all the muscles and go into like a yin kind of move. So you're not like flexing your bicep, you're not flexing your wrist, your deltoids at all. And then once you feel like you're ready to add a bit more active stretch into this, just almost like you're gripping the wall, press your forearm in towards the wall, peel your chest away from the wall as much as you can. And then maybe think about the muscle where you're feeling that stretch. See if you can think about isometrically contracting it. Just get a little bit more length. And slowly come back to center. Shake out your wrists a little bit. Just counter stretch just a wee bit before we go into the last one. Just pull the back of your palms down very gently. So you don't have to pull for a long time. Just let it bounce very slightly. Pull it in. Pull it in. Stretch out your fingers a little bit. So you want to pull your finger back towards your hand one by one. And get the other side in. Oh, stop what was running. And then you want to crack your knuckles in. So you're still pulling in the opposite direction. And then interlacing your hand, just flip it over, flip it back a few times. Maybe you can stretch out your shoulders, interlace your fingers at your back. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, squeeze your scapula. And really shake it out. You should feel nice and rested for your last one. There you go. Let's go. 2 minutes. Easy peasy. We're gonna do this together. You will finish it. Trust me. It's all in the mind. You guys are definitely strong enough. Yeah, including you, Cynthia. Of course, Michelle is strong enough for 5 minutes. So needless to say, let's go out in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. Time starts now. So obviously, if you stack yourself very nicely, physics will dictate that it will take less strength, less muscular pressure, less muscular engagement. If your hands are nicely stacked under your wrists, so you have a good enough width of your hands, it will stack better. You will be able to use your bones to hold this a little bit more than using your muscles. There's no good or bad, it's just a cheaty way. If you can find that mysterious light stack, you should be able to stay in it for a long time because balance is now out of the question. So in your first minute, think about what you've done today. Just take a little time to reflect on every single thing we've done today and see if you can apply any of it to your hands right now. Maybe focus on where the weight is, where the pressure is in your palms. Is it more towards the downside? Is it more towards the front side? In a chest to wall position, it's very easy to just lean onto the heel of your palms. Yeah, so you don't want that. If you are doing that, try to lean forward, shift the weight evenly around your hands. If you want to rest your neck, you can look at the wall or you can look at your toes. Pull your bum back a little bit more, actually. Bum back away from the wall a little bit more. It will help you. That's it. But don't clench your shoulders. You will fatigue your shoulders. Push your shoulders back, but bum forward. So opposite direction. Don't give up. You're so close now. Push a little bit more. So you only have 30 seconds left. Obviously, you don't want to give up at 90 seconds, right? Because you're so close. Try to transfer the fatigue somewhere else. Use your core. Use your quads. Maybe pull yourself up higher. If you need to clench a bit now, go ahead and clench. Anything that keeps you upside down, as long as you keep the push into your shoulders. So don't separate your ears and your shoulders. Keep going. Actually, don't give up. Pull your ears in. Push yourself. Clench forward a little bit more like you're doing an arm balance. Try to go into a crane planche. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Good job. That was great. Woohoo! Everybody can do 2 minutes. See? It's all in the mind. Feels quite short, right? Somewhat. Maybe one day we'll end up doing 3 minutes. I don't know. To say it's a bit crazy. Who knows? By the end of this whole virtual classes, you're going to do 5 minutes chest to wall. Let's go down your wrist a little bit. Come to a high squat. Michelle. You can squat onto your wrist. So this time you want to get your wrist underneath your knees. Get into the creases of your knees and you're going to sit down onto your wrist joint. So you want to restrict the blood flow in your wrist joint a little bit. Open and close your fingers. Open it as wide as you can, like you want to slap someone, and then close it as much as you can, like you want to punch someone. Very violent class, yeah? I feel so violent today. Open and close. Let's make it a bit gentle. Open it like you're spreading butter on toast. Close it like you want to squeeze lemon juice. Ah, that's it. A few times. And then stand up and release, shake it up. So you're just gonna let the blood flow back into your joints a little bit, feel a bit more release in your joints. Maybe a little bit more joint fluid back in. Okay, then you're gonna shake it out as much as you can. You're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna move into a few movements in your wrist. So I'd like to interlace my fingers and do a few waves just to get a bit more gentle, like you're doing spinal wave at the end of the class, just to loosen your joints. You're gonna do the same thing for your wrists because you always forget your fingers, right? So you want to move through your fingers as well. And then keeping your hands interlaced, I'm gonna move closer so I can show you. You're going to go into the opposite motion of a handstand. So let's start with your left hand. Use your right fingers, pull your left hand down. So you're just gonna go into extension. I think this is extension. I hope I didn't get it wrong. Yeah, just pull it in. Use your right hand to add a bit of pressure to the top of your palms. Right, so press your finger into the top of your palm a bit more to pull it closer towards your forearm. Stretch out the top of your forearms. And then you're gonna change sides. Change hand. You can put your elbow down if you want a bit more aggressive in your angle, or you can just leave it 90 degrees. Just relax through, counter stretch. And slowly release. Move towards the, come onto your tabletop. We'll do a little bit of forearm release. So you can put your right hand down onto the floor, palms facing up. Pull it close towards your knees so you have a bit more balance. You can always use your left hand to balance yourself. Opposite knee, knee into your forearm. Move your knee up and down, front and back. Find a sore spot that you have. Press down a little bit harder. So you want to press your body weight into it. You can choose the pressure. If you're someone very gentle yourself, obviously don't go mad, but I like to go ham on this. Now you're gonna change sides. Left hand down, or the other hand, whichever hand you chose. Opposite knee, just because it's easier to balance. If you are someone who find it easier to balance on the same knee, please go ahead. And once you're done, sit on your heels. Little bit of a deltoid tricep stretch. One arm across, whichever arm you like best. Pull your shoulder down. So don't hike your shoulder, pull your shoulder down. And then you're gonna try, if your palm's facing your body, turn your palm forward and then pull in more, keep your elbow straight. See if you get a different stretch. I do, but some people maybe don't. Like if you flip and then you pull, if you flip, you pull, it kind of feels a little bit different. You're getting in a different part of your delt. And then you're gonna keep the same arm, just go into your tricep stretch. Don't have to bind the other hand, just keep this top hand down. Try to move your hand at the back to the same shoulder, close to the same shoulder, or at least around the same shoulder blade. You can stay if it's enough stretch for you. Otherwise, the top hand on this elbow, give it a little bit of a pull. Yeah, pull and push, a little bit of PNF. So this elbow is pushing in, this hand is pulling. Push and pull. You can stay here, or you can lean towards the other side. Stretch out your lats. Might feel nice. If you've worked hard on opening your shoulders today, it will be a bit sore. And then change sides. Tricep delt stretch first. Ugh. And then you're gonna go up. Try to get your hand on the same shoulder blade so you get a bit more tricep stretch. At least this is what I feel. Maybe it won't work for you. Then you can leave it in the center of your back. Then find a little PNF. Push your elbow in towards your hand. Pull with your hand a little bit. Try to keep that PNF. Go into your lat stretch. Very nice. Slowly release. Come back to your comfortable seated position. Just enjoying you here. Place your hands on your lap. We're just going to do a very quick breath work to end the class. Palms facing up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Sit up tall. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly begin to shift your awareness to your surroundings. So you spend the last 60, 70 minutes very concentrated on one thing, yourself. Now let's try to expand your awareness to everything else around you. Listen to the sounds. Feel the air. Maybe it's cool air, maybe it's warm air. Feel the floor. Then starting to shift your awareness back to yourself again, feeling the rise and fall of your body as you breathe. Without prompting, your body knows, your body remembers. One day, it will be like this on your hands. Autopilot. All about neural mapping. Oh, and evolution. Maybe 50 years from now, everybody will stand on their hands naturally. Who knows? And then take this time, I like to take this time to reflect on the class. Think a little bit about why you're here, because it's going to bring you a lot further on. And pick out one good thing that happened to you today in class. There must be, I promise. One more second than you thought you could hold. Maybe you were surprised that you stayed the whole 2 minutes. 2 minutes is very hard, trust me. I hardly do that myself, so it's pretty difficult. Then we'll end the class with 2 cleansing breaths together. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. You're gonna exhale to prepare. When you're ready, all the air out of your body. Inhale together in. Exhale, open your mouth, blood side out. One more time, inhale in. Open your mouth, side out. As you place your hands top of your heart, overlapping your palms. Maybe bow down a little bit into your chest. Just give yourself some gratitude, acknowledge your determination, acknowledge the superiority of human body to be able to do crazy things like this. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for staying on. And I thank you for joining me for class today. Almost said namaste, can't say that here. So used to this. Thank you for joining me for class today, guys.
Why cannot
Let
say
me know.
namaste?
It's very weird. Actually, I don't even say it in my yoga class anymore. I try not to say it.
Really?
It's a bit of a cultural appropriation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so I try not to say it. It just feels natural, you know? Like when you do this, you kind of want to say it, right? See? Neural mapping is all about neural mapping. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to try any of the drills, obviously, like the class time is very short, right? We didn't really have time to run through everything. Find anything and video and show it to me, feel free. Yeah? Like if in your spare time, if you still have energy now, just continue going on. Let me know if you need any help. Otherwise, have a nice rest. It's one more day to the weekend. Don't give up. Like your handstand. Thank you for coming. Thanks,
you very
Cynthia.
much.
Thanks, Michelle. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Kaylene. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.